to turn this room into a nursery. Once the baby arrives, there won't be room for you to live here with us. So would you mind finding your own place to live? I won't be able to do that. Why not? Besides, it's not your choice. We're asking you to move out. Trouble Busters! My name is Melanie. I work as an employee, but my company allows me to do most of my work from home. The company provides IT-related services, and they allow their employees to work remotely. As long as I have my smartphone and computer, I can work anywhere. That's why I work from home most of the time. I could work remotely from a nice cafe, but I find that I'm able to concentrate the most when I'm at home. I live with my parents, and they were kind enough to create a new workspace for me. I was so happy to work at home and also be surrounded by my lovely action figures. I was satisfied with being able to work from home, but there was one problem. I have an older brother named Alan, and we do not get along at all. When I was in middle school, he said to me,
"Melanie, can I sell this action figure?"
"No, you can't."
I checked online and this thing is really popular. I'm sure that I could sell it for a good price.
It's valuable to me, so the answer is still no.
You're so stingy. You didn't even buy this with your own money.
I did buy it with my own money.
Since you bought this with your allowance, that doesn't count. So I'm selling this as planned.
This isn't fair. I saved up my allowance to buy that figure. My brother would sell my action figures from time to time whenever he wanted some money. I haven't seen my brother for many years now. As soon as he graduated high school, Alan began to live on his own. I guess he didn't want to be around me. One day, while I was polishing my action figures, he came home suddenly.
Melanie! I didn't realize you still had so many action figures.
Alan, what are you doing home?
Your room is like a museum. I can't believe that you still live with our parents. When are you gonna grow up?
I use this room for work.
How can you concentrate with all your action figures staring at you? Aren't you unemployed?
What? Your sister's unemployed and living off her parents at her age? Who is this? A woman I'd never seen before peered out from behind my brother. It seemed that she was my brother's fiancée. Alan, are you getting married?
I am. I came to introduce Sarah to our parents. Sarah also wanted to take a look at our house.
Congratulations. I thought they were perfect for each other.
Would you give us some of your action figures as a wedding gift to us?
What? Alan, why would we want such garbage as a gift?
I don't want them, but I want to sell them for a high price.
Oh, really?
My sister is unemployed, but she still gets my parents to buy her thing, just like when she was a child.
I'm not unemployed.
You're a parasite. You do nothing all day and live off our parents.
You're not listening. I work. I'm employed by a company that allows me to work from home.
That doesn't sound like a real job.
I didn't know that your family was rich.
I'm as surprised as you are. I had no idea that my parents were paying for my sister's extravagant lifestyle.
My parents plan to live in this house for the rest of their life, which is why they renovated their home to meet their needs. During their renovation, they created a workspace for me. They bought the land next to our house too and made our place even bigger.
Why didn't anyone mention any of this to me?
We left your room the way it was, and we did tell you about the renovation.
Whatever. The place will eventually become mine anyway.
Huh? You mean ours, right?
You're right.
I don't understand. What are you talking about?
We plan on moving here once we get married.
It seemed that Alan had decided to move back home once he got married to Sarah. And what surprised me was that my parents were okay with this. They said yes because Sarah was pregnant. I'm pregnant! That's why living in this big house would be good for us. We want our baby to be close to its grandparents. I don't think there's enough room for your entire family, though. There is! I'm going to turn this room into a nursery. Once the baby arrives, there won't be room for you to live here with us. So, would you mind finding your own place to live? I won't be able to do that. Why not? Besides, it's not your choice. We're asking you to move out.
Get ready to move out, sis!
I was furious that Alan and Sarah were trying to kick me out of the house. I didn't want to fight with them, so I started to look for my own place to live. One day, when I went to the company office and came home, a bunch of boxes were placed by my house entrance. To my horror, Alan and Sarah had packed up my things and left them outside. What have they done? I ran into the house. Didn't you see that we placed the boxes outside for you? I don't know what you're talking about.
We packed up your things and left them outside!
Wait, I haven't found a new place to live yet.
Well, hurry up then! We can't wait forever! That's why we helped you pack up!
You helped me?
You can leave your furniture behind. We'll use it for you.
Aren't you being selfish here? We told you that we'd be moving in. Since you're unemployed and single, it makes sense for you to move out. Alan and Sarah began to laugh at me. When I saw them ridiculing me, I was determined to move out. Fine, I'll move out, but I expect you to take care of our parents.
Our parents are still young and healthy. They don't need to be taken care of.
I agree with Alan. Besides, we're both relieved to not have to worry about taking care of you. I see. If that's how you see it, then I'll leave this house as you wish. I wanted to get away from them as soon as possible, so I decided to stay at a hotel that night. I had to do something about my belongings, so I told my company that I'd be taking the following day off. I'm sorry for the short notice, but may I take the day off tomorrow? Yes, that's fine by me. I hope that it's not an emergency of some sort. Well, my brother kicked me out of the house. Why would he do that? I told my boss about everything that had happened with my brother. That's not fair to you. Your brother has no right to mistreat you like that. My boss was furious for me. You can use my work apartment until you find a place of your own. Are you sure? You're too kind. Yes, of course. Besides, I don't use it so much. Wow, that would be great, thank you. I've recently bought a holiday house and I plan to do my work from there too. A holiday house sounds wonderful. I also want to take this opportunity to thank you for your hard work. You're a real asset to my company. I'm so happy to be appreciated in this way. I really enjoy working for you. So I know that it's out of the blue, but I'd like to promote you to Senior Managing Director. A Managing Director? Me? I'm not sure that I'm the right person for such a senior position. You have nothing to worry about. I'll help you learn the ropes. Really? This is amazing! Now that I was getting promoted, I didn't care that I was getting kicked out of the house. My boss hired a moving service to move my stuff into her work apartment. Wow, this place is beautiful. The place was luxurious, and it was a penthouse. I feel like a celebrity. I bought this apartment as my workspace, but it has a kitchen and bath, everything that you need to live here. The concierge can assist you if you need their help with anything. There's a concierge? How nice. I'm happy for you to decorate the room with your action figures. You're too kind. I want you to be comfortable so that you can continue to work hard for me. Was she trying to lure me? I didn't mind, though. A few days later, as I was going through my things, I realized that my brother had failed to pack my work things. Reluctantly, I went to my parents' house to get my work documents. What are you doing here? He forgot to pack some of my things, so I came to get them. Alan wasn't home, so it was just Sarah at the house. I wish you wouldn't come here anymore. I don't plan to, but I do want to see my parents from time to time. I don't want people to think that we're family. I'm embarrassed. You're a loser with no job. You don't seem to understand that I do have a job. Besides, this is my house, not yours. You got your parents to take care of you for all these years. Don't you think that it's time that you left them alone? I'm not a loser and I haven't been living off my parents. You're no longer welcome here. Although I would miss my parents, I didn't want to come home anymore now that Alan and Sarah were living here. So I promised Sarah that today would be my last visit. I hated Sarah. She was so demeaning and bossy. I won't forgive her. Troublebusters. A month later, Alan and Sarah suddenly came to see me.
Melanie! How are you able to afford this place?
How did you find out that I live here?
I don't get it!
What don't you get?
How could you leave me to pay the mortgage payments on our house?
Oh, that.
I can't afford to pay back $3,000 a month when I have a baby on the way!
Your parents are asking us to pay the mortgage. Well, I paid the mortgage while I lived there, so that seems fair.
How did you come up with the money? And how is it that you live here?
I thought you were unemployed. I told you both many times that I have a job.
So you weren't taking money from our parents then?
Our father is retired and he doesn't have any income, so I was paying for our parents' living expenses. I can't believe this. Alan, you told me that your sister was unemployed.
That's what I thought, and I had no idea that she was the one paying the living expenses.
Well, now that we know that you have money, you should continue making the mortgage payments. Why should I? You kicked me out of the house and told me to never come back. I've changed the name of the mortgage to Alan already. You tricked us! I did no such thing. You're the one that asked me to leave you two alone. I know, but... Suddenly, my mother made an appearance. I didn't know that you two were here.
I thought it was noisier than usual, and here you two are. Mom? Dad?
What are you doing here? I thought you went on a holiday. Well, we couldn't say that we were coming to see Melanie. You wouldn't have allowed it. Also, to let you know, we've decided to live here with Melanie.
Why would you do that?
We're sick of Sarah's constant whining, and you're not reliable like Melanie. We prefer to live with her. And I missed Mom and Dad, so it works out perfectly. I don't understand. You don't need to pay Mom and Dad's living expenses anymore because I can cover that. But I ask that you pay the mortgage since you're the ones living in the house. You have everything that you wished for, a big house of your own. This isn't what I wanted. I want to live in a luxury apartment too. Alan, do something.
We don't have the money to live in a penthouse, Sarah!
Could you please leave and have your discussion elsewhere? I'm busy with work.
Wait! We need your help!
Yeah, we're family after all. I can't believe that you would call me family after the way that you treated me. I don't want anything to do with you two. I don't want you to ever come here again. I then forced them out of my apartment and locked the door. In the end, Alan and Sarah had no choice but to continue to pay the monthly mortgage payments. Paying $3,000 a month was too much for Alan as he didn't have a stable job. He didn't even earn that much in 1 month. What was he going to do with a baby on the way? Although Sarah was expecting a baby soon, she had to get a job right away to chip in. Alan and Sarah were forced to live a life of extreme poverty. My parents plan on living with me in my apartment until they find a new place of their own. They had enough savings, so they moved out fairly quickly. They were happy that I got promoted and had a fabulous new place to live. My parents could have assisted Alan in paying the mortgage with their savings, but I guess they wanted him to grow up and stand on his own 2 feet. As for me, work is going well, and I'm surrounded by the action figures that I love so much. Troublebusters.
My name is Helen. I'm currently working for my father's company. For some reason, people in the office call me by the nickname Cinderella. Cinderella, can you make 100 copies of this document? It's not like people are bossing me around. My father's company is small, and it has one big client called Travis Corporation. And I'm engaged to be married to Aaron, the heir of the company. We met at a business meeting and started dating soon after that. We've only been dating for 6 months, but he proposed to me last month.
Helen, will you marry me?
Yes! Aaron proposed to me at work, in front of everyone. I was so happy that Aaron was the romantic type that was not embarrassed to make grand gestures. I had no reason to say no to his proposal. But this was the beginning of my nightmare. I'm so nervous to meet your parents.
He'll be fine. My mommy is very nice.
Your mommy?
What?
Oh, it's nothing. Today was the day that I was meeting Aaron's parents for the first time. I was right to be nervous. They lived in a gorgeous place.
Mommy, I'm home.
Hello, Aaron. Lovely to have you home. Nice to meet you. I'm Helen, Aaron's fiance. This was my first time meeting Aaron's mother. I wanted her to like me, but she wouldn't even look at me. I don't think she liked me. I could tell that she didn't approve of my engagement to Aaron. I didn't know what to do. Aaron?
What is it?
Never mind. Aaron didn't seem to know how his mother felt about him marrying me. Aaron, I don't want you to get married to Helen.
What? Why would you say such a thing?
She has no elegance. I don't like the color of her hair. I didn't think that Aaron's mother would blatantly show her disdain in front of Aaron and I. And she had no intention of changing her mind about us. I won't be able to marry Aaron if you are against our marriage. I'd like to work on getting your approval before going ahead with the wedding.
You don't have to do that, Helen.
Why?
Mommy, why can't you be happy for me?
Aaron.
Do you not love me? Why won't you approve of my marriage to Helen? Helen makes me happy.
I was put off by the way Aaron was talking to his mother. He was acting like a child. I'm usually one to keep promises. But I was about to make one of the most important decisions of my life. I wasn't sure if getting married to Aaron was the right choice for me. I kind of hoped that Aaron's mother would disapprove of our marriage once again. Okay, if she makes you happy, I can't say no. Oh no, I wasn't expecting her to give in so easily. I could tell that she couldn't say no to her son. I left Aaron's house feeling more anxious than I had before I came here. The wedding arrangements began. Helen, do you plan on having a traditional Japanese-style wedding? Actually, I plan on getting married in a chapel and wearing a wedding dress. But you're Japanese. You should wear a kimono. I am Japanese, but that doesn't mean that I can't wear a dress. I don't understand why you would get married at a chapel. I don't think that I would look good in a kimono. I don't think that you'll look good in a dress either. She's so hateful. Aaron's mother would purposely criticize any choice I made. So I decided to do everything her way. As she had requested, I changed my wedding dress to a Japanese kimono. I decided to wear a kimono, just like you suggested. Why? I changed my mind. I think a dress would be better. You won't look good in a kimono. She was so frustrating. She's going to say no to everything that I say. How annoying. She didn't care about the wedding. She just wanted to make things difficult for me. I was upset with what she was doing to me. So I decided to tell Aaron. Aaron, we can't get married if your mother is going to continue acting this way. Let's postpone the wedding.
Why would we do that?
Your mother hates me.
I don't think she does.
If you can't see the truth about your mother, then I can't marry you.
Don't say that.
I can't marry you like this.
Okay, I understand how you feel. I'll talk to my mother.
Aaron kept his word and had a talk with his mother. After Aaron spoke with his mother, she stopped tagging along to our meetings regarding the wedding preparation. I guess she listens to her precious son Aaron. A week before the wedding, Aaron and I registered our marriage at the city hall. On the day of the wedding, I was doing my hair and makeup. Our wedding venue was a guest house, and it was decorated beautifully for our wedding. Our wedding photographer took photos of me getting ready for the ceremony.
I'll be by your side the whole day taking photos of your wedding.
Yes, thank you. I look forward to the photos.
Please be yourself in front of the camera. No need to be nervous.
Okay. Aaron's mother then entered the room. You're early. Could I please have a minute alone with the bride?
I'm not done taking photos.
Please take the hint. I need to discuss a family matter with my daughter-in-law.
I see. Let me give you some privacy then.
I was now alone with Aaron's mother. A situation I like to avoid. What do you need to talk to me about? I'm sorry to have to say this, but you're a slut. A slut? Why would you say such a thing to me? You were flirting with the wedding photographer. I saw it, so don't try to deny it. I only greeted him like any other person would. You're lying. The photographer was flirting back, and he was having fun taking photos of you. No, he was only trying to capture the moment and take photos for our wedding album. This is how you fool all the men around you, including my son. I did no such thing. Stop making excuses. To my horror, Aaron's mother took out a razor and started to shave my hair off. What are you doing? Stop! This is how I pay you back for tricking my son. You don't need to marry Aaron. Go find yourself another man. My hair was a mess. Aaron's mother had shaved the back of my head. I panicked and ran out of the room. Wait, I'm not done doing your hair. You're crazy! I'm never going to approve of your marriage to Aaron. That doesn't give you the right to act like a monster! I was shocked when I saw my hair in the mirror. The back of my head was completely bald. Tears started rolling down my cheeks. Aaron came into the room and saw me crying.
Helen, are you alright? What happened to your hair?
Your mother did this to me. What's wrong with her?
She what?
It wasn't me. How can you say that?
Helen, are you sure that it was my mommy?
You're so clueless. I'm annoyed that you think that I'm the one lying.
Helen, you're being ridiculous. We're married now, and my mommy is family to you now.
I told you before that your mother detests me.
She doesn't. You're being paranoid.
I can't believe this. I didn't openly disapprove before, but if you're going to blame me, I'm not going to stay quiet.
Mommy, you promised not to say anything.
What are you two keeping from me?
Well, if we get married, I can take over your father's company, right?
What? Up until now, I was stupid enough to think that Aaron loved me, but it turns out that he only wanted to marry me for his personal gains. Because Aaron had told his mother that marrying me would be a win for his family. His mother had stayed quiet till today. But his mother didn't like me from the start. And she wanted to embarrass me on my wedding day. That's why she brought a razor and ruined my hair. What shocked me the most was that my own father had agreed to sell his company to Travis Corporation in exchange for me marrying Aaron. My father's company was small, but it was very profitable. And Travis Corporation was desperate to acquire my father's company. This is unbelievable.
In terms of looks, you're my type, so being married to you is not so bad for me.
I was in despair. Not only had Aaron betrayed me, but my own father. Both Aaron and his mother were laughing at me. I was fed up and tired. My mind wandered, and I could no longer hear their hideous laughs. I didn't know what to do. I walked towards the balcony in anguish. I had the urge to jump off the balcony. Do you intend on jumping off the balcony? Don't haunt us afterwards.
She won't do it. She doesn't have the guts.
I was prepared to end my life by jumping off the balcony. The door of the room suddenly opened.
Wait!
The wedding photographer ran towards me and stopped me from jumping. Alan?
What are you doing? Don't give up!
I began to cry again.
I overheard your conversation from the hallway and got worried. And what happened to your hair?
I told Alan about everything that had happened. I knew it. You two were flirting with each other.
You two are despicable. You should be ashamed of yourselves.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Besides, this has nothing to do with you.
Wait.
Alan? Alan then checked the data in his camera.
Take a look at this.
The camera showed Aaron's mother shaving my hair off. Alan had left his camera in the room and recorded my conversation with Aaron's mother. He thought that he might be able to catch a beautiful moment between us. So the evidence was in his camera. I became hopeful. I won't forgive them. Trouble busters!
Are you still going to deny what you did to Helen?
What you did to me is a crime. I'm going to report the incident to the police. Wait, you can't do that.
You'll be charged with the evidence that I have on my camera.
You can't shave off someone's hair without their consent.
Seeing the footage, I can see why Helen is mad.
I'm going to divorce you.
Why?
Do you even need to ask why? Why would I choose to be family with such a terrible person?
Don't you care about what happens to your father's company?
My father betrayed me as well, so I don't care what happens to him or his company.
Helen, please, don't do this. Mommy, you need to help me fix this.
Aaron's mother was in a daze after we showed her the evidence in the camera. I called the police to report the incident. Instead of laughing like Aaron had, Alan was kind and assisted me in talking to the police. Aaron's mother was arrested, and it became a huge scandal. People gossiped about the fact that Aaron's mother had shaved my head because she didn't like me. Many people criticized Aaron's mother's actions. The stock price of Travis Corporation plummeted, and Aaron's family was shunned by their relatives. Because of this incident, I cut ties with my father, and my mother divorced him. I felt bad for my friends who came to my wedding, but we've put it behind us and talk about that day as if it were a funny story. My marriage ended up being a big failure, but I've decided to stay positive and move on. Trouble busters!
My stomach is killing me. Ugh. What's happening? Must be something that I ate. I'm gonna sue this restaurant.
Please don't! We make sure that the food we serve here is top quality. It can't be our food that gave you the stomach ache. My name is Alan, and I'm the manager of a high-end barbecue restaurant. Our restaurant is well known and is very popular. We provide high-quality meat dishes to our customers. One day, a customer came into the restaurant and told me that there was a problem with the meat we were serving.
So this is the place that everyone's talking about.
Good evening, sir. Welcome to our restaurant.
Table for one, please. It's my first time here, so make sure that you get me a nice table. I expect a great meal and great service for the prices that you charge here.
Wow, what an asshole, I thought to myself. But I can't let my feelings show. He's a customer after all. The idiot customer ordered the expensive meals on our menu. I was amazed at how much he could eat.
Hey, you!
Hello. How can I help you?
Yes, you in the weird glasses. This meat tastes funny. I think that there's something wrong with it.
What do you mean by funny taste?
I'm saying that the food here tastes nasty.
But I see that you finished eating most of the food that you ordered.
You don't seem to get it, so call the manager.
I think you're the one that's... Okay, I'll go get my manager.
Our waitress, Melanie, came over to me looking unhappy.
One of our customers wants to speak with you.
What happened? Did we accidentally pour hot sauce on one of the dishes or something?
We wouldn't make a mistake like that. Besides, we don't have any hot sauce at this restaurant. He says that our meat is disgusting and tastes bad.
Oh, we have one difficult customer on our hands. Let me go speak with him. I went over to the customer that was complaining about our food. Because we pride ourselves on the quality and taste of our food, I was hurt by this customer's opinion. How may I help you, sir?
Like I said to your waitress with the weird glasses, your food tastes terrible. I can't believe that you charge such a high price for the poor quality.
I see that you've eaten most of the food, though. Doesn't that mean you enjoy the food? There's only one piece of meat left.
Shut up, shut up, shut up! My grandmother taught me not to leave any food on my plate.
Well, I'm glad to know that your grandmother taught you some manners. I'm sorry that you felt our food wasn't delicious. We would like you to know, though, that we select the finest ingredients when we prepare our dishes.
I think the meat may have gone bad. That would explain the taste. What are you gonna do if I get a bad stomachache from eating at your restaurant?
How annoying could he be? We check that our ingredients are fresh before serving them to our customers.
I don't think you checked the ingredients in my dishes, though. You must have prepared my dishes for zombies because the meat is definitely rotten. What are you gonna do if I turn into a zombie?
Kinda wish he would turn into a zombie and stop bothering me.
My stomach is killing me. Ugh. What's happening? Must be something that I ate. I'm gonna sue this restaurant.
Please don't! We make sure that the food we serve here is top quality. It can't be our food that gave you the stomach ache. I couldn't believe that this was happening. The complaining customer began to roll up his sleeve. What was he gonna do? I was scared.
Look at this!
You have tattoos.
I do! People in the neighborhood call me Dragon Aaron. Do you want to fight?
No, I do not want to fight. And I didn't know that you were famous in our neighborhood.
Well, people treat me like a king around here.
Why do people look up to you so much? Who are you?
I formed a group with some ex-convicts. We're invincible!
I see.
I have friends in the mafia too. Are you scared now? I can have them come over here now if you like. I wonder what your other customers would think.
I was scared. Well, I might be interested to meet an ex-convict or a mafia member in person. But then I realized something. I saw that the tattoos on Aaron's arm were peeling off! They were just stickers, and Aaron was bluffing. I now knew that Aaron was only pretending to be a big guy when he really wasn't. And he didn't know that his tattoo stickers were coming off.
What a klutz! So how about you apologize to me now? And you should pay me for the pain that you caused me, or else I'm gonna call my mafia friends.
I see. Well, if you're gonna bring the mafia, then there's someone I'd like to introduce to you as well.
What?
I knew that Aaron was a fake, and I wasn't scared of him anymore. And I wasn't gonna let him make false complaints about our restaurant either. I wasn't gonna forgive him. Trouble Busters! Let me explain to everyone that I have an uncle who is a real mafia member. Ordinarily, he's very nice and he wouldn't attack a person without good reason. I gave my uncle a call. Hi, sorry to call you out of the blue. There is a troublesome customer at the restaurant, and I could really use your help.
Yes, if you're in trouble, I'm happy to help.
Thank you. My uncle arrived at the restaurant right away.
So, who are you gonna introduce me to? You better not have called the police on me. I'm Dragon Aaron. You shouldn't be rude to me. So, you're Dragon Aaron, huh? What? You said that you'd be calling the mafia. Which members are you referring to? Who are you? You have friends in the mafia, and you don't know who I am? Everyone in the mafia knows who I am. You're a mafia member?
Dragon Aaron was shaking in fear. I wonder where his confidence went.
So, who do you know in the mafia?
Aaron was now close to tears.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry! Please forgive me! I lied when I said that I had friends in the mafia! And no one calls me Dragon Aaron for that matter!
That's what I thought.
The only truth that I told today was the part about my grandmother telling me not to leave my leftovers on my plate.
I see. You should be grateful to your grandmother for teaching you some manners.
I take back everything I said about your food, the apology, or suing you! But please forgive me!
But you threatened the restaurant!
And I can't have you spreading false information about the mafia! Ah! Please don't punish me! Alan, I'm gonna have a word with him.
Yes, please do!
Please don't! Help! Somebody help me!
My uncle left the restaurant, taking Aaron with him. Of course, my uncle would never become violent with a commoner. The only punishment that Aaron would get from my uncle would be a verbal warning. A while later, a worn-out Aaron returned to the restaurant with my uncle.
I had a nice chat with Aaron to make sure that he doesn't cause trouble ever again.
Thank you so much! You saved the day! By the way, what did you say to him? He looks pale like a zombie.
I may have been a little too strict with him. Aaron, you make sure that you don't make unreasonable demands to other people ever again. Yes, I promise not to!
My uncle then left the restaurant. As for Aaron, he paid for his meal and quickly left the restaurant. He didn't even wait to receive his change. We found out a few days later that Aaron would frequent fancy restaurants and complain about the food so that he wouldn't have to pay for the meals. He would eat most of the food and then complain about it so that he wouldn't have to pay for the meal afterward. Many other restaurants fell victim to Aaron's sleazy methods. And he owed a lot of money to a lot of people. One of the restaurant owners had filed the incident with the police, and Aaron was finally arrested.
I didn't like him from the start. I could tell that something was off from the minute that he walked into the restaurant.
Yeah, you're right. Maybe I should have just called the police right away.
No, I think that your uncle taught him a good lesson. He needed it. Aaron needs to feel bad for his crimes.
You have a point. Getting lectured by a mafia member is going to be unforgettable for him. Seeing how pale he became, I'm sure that he won't be making the same mistakes ever again.
He'll probably never use tattoo stickers again either. It was so funny when the stickers began to peel off his arms. Thinking about it makes me laugh now.
Oh, you found that hilarious too? That was funny. As we were both laughing about this, my uncle came into the restaurant.
Hey, Alan. I hope that none of the customers are bothering you today.
Thankfully not. You really helped me out the other day. I'm so grateful.
There was nothing.
I didn't think that you would get to the restaurant so quickly. You're faster than a food delivery service.
I'm happy to rush over to help out my nephew. Do you have a table for one available today?
Of course! Your meal's on the house. After the incident with Aaron, my uncle would come to the restaurant often to check in on me. I know that the mafia is frowned upon by society, but my uncle has a kind heart, and he is great to me. Aaron's now serving time in prison as punishment for his crimes. And we haven't had any trouble at the restaurant since his arrest. I'm happily managing my restaurant and enjoying serving the customers with our great meals and hospitality. Trouble Busters!
My name is Helen, and I live with my husband Alan, his mother, and our daughter Mia. Alan's mother is a divorcee, and she didn't want to live by herself, which is why she is currently living with us. But the bad thing about this for me is that my mother-in-law is one stubborn and mean lady to live with. I couldn't believe that she had the audacity to boss me around when we were kind enough to let her live with us. One day, I had prepared lunch for her and my family. She then said to me, "Isn't the soup too salty?" Is it? I tried not to put too much salt in the soup to make it healthier for you to eat. You care about my health. Don't treat me like an old person. Do you feel good about yourself by pretending to do nice things for me? It's an insult for me to be treated this way. I don't understand why you'd feel that way. If the soup is salty, I can dilute it with some hot water. That will ruin the taste. Don't try to cover up your lack of cooking skills by pretending that you're doing this for me. That's not my intention at all. Alright, I won't add anything else to the soup then. But then it's too salty. I don't want to get sick by eating too much salt. You want me to get sick so that you won't have to live with me anymore. I'm going to swell up from eating too much salt and have high blood pressure. I don't understand what you want me to do here. I'm your mother-in-law. You should think about what would make me happy. I didn't understand why I would need to do that. I was doing enough by letting her live with us. Just because I'm your daughter-in-law doesn't mean that you could boss me around. Are you talking back to me? I can't believe this. I'm going to order myself some pizza. I think that would be more unhealthy with lots of salt, oil, and sugar. I don't care about what you think. I'm going to enjoy the pizza in my room. Fine. Have it your way. So, my mother-in-law didn't eat the lunch that I had prepared for her and locked herself up in her room to eat pizza. This is how it always was. Alan's mother would get upset with me if things didn't go her way. She blamed everything on me. I didn't mind that she didn't like my cooking, but she'd complain if I didn't cook for her. Why do you only cook for yourself? What am I supposed to do about my meals? You're so cold to me. I decided to write down all the things Alan's mother said to me in a diary. I had so much to write down, I could have published it as a book. She was nice to my daughter Mia, which was a relief for me. In front of Mia, she was nice to me as well. You're such a smart girl, Mia.
Yeah, I love reading.
I wonder where you got your intelligence from. Alan's mother would try to be nice to me in front of Mia, but she would find subtle ways to criticize me. It was almost Alan's mother's birthday. Mia wanted to do something nice for her grandmother for her birthday. What a nice girl Mia is growing up to be.
Mom, what do you want to do for Grandma's birthday?
Let's think of something that will make her happy without overspending.
Okay, I think that I will cook for her then.
That sounds like a great idea. I was happy that Mia had come up with an idea that was nice and not expensive. To be honest, I didn't want to spend too much money on someone who wasn't nice to me.
I learned how to make curry in my home economics class the other day. So that's what I'm gonna make for my grandma.
Mia then began to make the curry for her grandma. I'm sure that Alan's mother would love anything if it was made by Mia. On the day of her birthday, Alan's mother was out to run some errands, so it was possible to make the curry as a surprise.
Mom, would you mix the spices together for me?
I didn't know that you were making the curry from scratch. I'm amazed.
I want to make Indian curry, just like those that they serve in India. I'm also practicing yoga to get a sense of their culture.
Will practicing yoga make the curry taste better too?
Smells great in here. And you're both meditating. My mom is going to be so surprised and happy.
We spent several hours making the curry. Once it was done, we tasted it and it was delicious. Alan's mother came home in time for dinner. But for some reason, she seemed to be in a bad mood. Are we having curry for dinner? Yes, we are. For your birthday, Mia. It's my birthday, and I want to eat something more decadent. I suppose you didn't want to waste your money on me because you don't think that I'm good enough. Like I said, Mia spent a lot of time. Usually for a party, you'd have sushi and steak, no? I don't want to eat curry on my birthday. Alan's mother was usually nice in front of Mia, but it seemed that her mood was so bad that she didn't seem to care what Mia thought of her.
You're being selfish and rude. You don't know how much...
Dad, you don't need to say anything. Mia was taken aback by her grandmother's reaction that she couldn't say that she was the one that had made the curry. I felt so bad for her and was very angry with Alan's mother for her reaction. You don't need to eat dinner with us then. Why don't you go eat sushi or steak somewhere on your own? So you're just gonna kick me out of the house on my birthday? You're so cruel. Fine, I'll eat the curry. Are you happy now? She then quickly slurps the curry on the spot without even sitting down. This is disgusting! I can't believe that you made me eat this garbage! And she poured a glass of water onto the plate of curry. I was furious. Mia had spent so much time making it. I won't forgive her. Troublebusters! What are you doing?
Stop it!
Alan then threw the plate of curry into his mother's face.
I've had enough of your bullshit! This is the curry that Mia made for your birthday, and you just ruined it!
What? Alan's mother was in shock after finding out that Mia was the one that made the curry and not me.
I'm sorry about this, Mia. I know that you didn't want me to tell your grandma that you were the one that made the curry, but I had to say something.
This is all a bad joke, right? Helen made the curry, didn't she? No. Mia made the curry as your birthday dinner. And you just said that it tastes like garbage. Alan's mother was acting different now that she knew that Mia had made the curry for her. Mia, I'm so sorry. I had no idea. It was so nice of you to cook for me, but it was too late. Grandma, my curry tasted disgusting, right? Is it garbage that tastes like curry, or curry that tastes like garbage? It's neither. I thought that your mother was the one that had made the curry. So if it's something that my mom made, it's okay to say that it's disgusting and spill water on it? Since I'm my mother's child, that would make me disgusting too. No. You always say mean things about my cooking when Alan and Mia are not around. I think you said those mean things out of habit. Because I was angry, I revealed all the mean things that Alan's mother had done to me up until now. Are you always mean to my mom? Like you were just now?
Is this true?
I'm so sorry, Mia. Please forgive me. Don't apologize to me. Apologize to my mom. This is not the first time that you bullied my mom, right? I'm very sorry, Helen. I didn't mean any harm. What do you mean by that? If you were only rude to me, I could have put up with it. But now that you've done the same thing to Mia, I can't accept your apology.
We can't live with you anymore. I want you to pack up your things and go.
I can't live on my own. I'll be all alone. I'm sure that there are some retirement homes that you could consider. If you live on your own, you can eat whatever you want. Please, forgive me. Alan's mother cried and tried to get us to forgive her. But none of us were going to. After seeing what kind of person that she really was, Alan and Mia had no compassion for her. Because of this, Alan's mother had no choice but to move out of our house. Of course, we weren't going to assist with her living expenses. We expected her to stand on her own 2 feet for the rest of her life. I also decided to sue her for all the abuse that she had inflicted on me. I submitted the diary that I had been keeping as evidence. I didn't expect my diary to come in handy like it did. Because of my diary, I was able to get Alan's mother to agree to pay me some money for the emotional damages caused. Things were tough now for Alan's mother. She had to pay for all her living expenses on her own. And also pay me some money on top of that. The other day, Mia and I were out for a walk. I then saw Alan's mother walk out of a rundown building. Isn't that Grandma? She looks older than I remember her to be. As Mia said, Alan's mother looked older, and she was thin and pale. And I can't believe that she lives in that old building. We decided to follow her to see where she was headed. Seeing how much weight she had lost, it seemed that Alan's mother was having difficulty affording groceries. If Grandma had been nicer to you, she wouldn't be in the situation that she currently is in. Mia, let's get going. Okay. Alan's mother continued to live on her own and in deprivation. If she hadn't been so immature and selfish, we could have still been living together. As for us, we were living happily, just the three of us. Mia still loves to cook, and she's learned a lot of recipes. She sometimes makes dinner for Alan and I, and we couldn't be happier.
Mom, I made Chinese food tonight.
Wow, this looks so good.
Mia, if you continue practicing, you're going to become a better cook than your mother.
I agree. Mia, can you cook for us again sometime soon?
Okay.
While the three of us were living a happy life, Alan's mother was all alone and lost everything that was important to her. I hope she understands why she ended up this way. I feel sorry for the fact that she has to live under such severe conditions. But she is an adult, and she needs to take responsibility for her actions. Regardless of what she did to me, she is still Alan's mother and Mia's grandmother. So we plan on going to visit her when we feel that the time is right. Trouble Busters!
My name is Lucy. I began dating my husband Adam thanks to our love of collecting a certain item, and we got married 3 years ago. We're still living like we're newlyweds. Or that was the plan. A year ago, my mother-in-law suddenly moved into the house next door without telling us, and my peace was ruined. She visits us 3 or 4 times a week to take out her daily frustrations on me and then goes home when she's satisfied.
Lucy, what is this?
Yes, what is it? When did you even come in? Did you make a spare key or something?
I took the key that was put away in the drawer.
Why would you do that? Just how much do you want to visit us? Please give me back the spare key.
No. I don't know when you might do something horrible to my little boy. I'm patrolling to make sure you don't.
That's not necessary, and I won't do anything horrible to him. You're doing more patrols than a detective at a police station.
Oh, shush. More importantly, why are you folding the laundry like this? Your closet is all wrong, too. You've mixed summer and winter clothes together.
We always buy clothes that can be used in any season. I guess you think that long-sleeve clothes are meant for winter and short-sleeve are meant for summer? You don't understand fashion at all, even though your hairstyle is on point.
Quiet! That's no excuse to not organize your clothes.
I fold my clothes how I like, and I don't think you can lecture me about organization. You still have unopened boxes in your house.
Ugh! Unforgivable! I'm going to check whether you're organizing things properly.
Huh? Wait! Where are you going?
Everything's tidy. Damn it! If only it were messy, I could have said anything I liked. Huh?
This room is locked. That's enough. Please stop. All the rooms are tidy so that you can't complain.
Open this room.
No, I can't.
Why not?
That's our secret.
It only makes me more curious. Open it. What's inside?
It's a collection of things you can't understand. That's enough. They're collector's items, so of course they're organized.
How should I know that? Open it up.
I'm back!
Adam's home. Do you really want to embarrass yourself in front of him? Are you still going to ask me to open it up?
You're making an idiot out of me. I'll be patrolling every day from now on. Hurry up and give me a grandchild. That's your role.
Get a hobby. Also, if you start coming every day, having children is going to be more difficult.
If you could warn me beforehand.
Why should I? How about you stop turning up and stop blushing? My mother-in-law was relentless in her nagging. Day after day, she would come into patrols. So one day, I decided to get some me time and have lunch with a friend. I was complaining to her and releasing my pent-up stress when my phone rang. It was from Adam.
Lucy, it's terrible!
What happened? Did your mom collapse?
From high blood pressure?
Nope, she's fine. Someone broke into our house.
What? What was stolen? Money? My ring? My favorite chair?
Our collection.
What?
I rushed home as soon as I heard the news from Adam. All the windows in the house had been broken. The handle on the lock had been destroyed and the room was empty. We filed a report hoping that the culprit would be caught as soon as possible. Then we were plunged into a deep sadness for the collection we had worked so hard to gather. But the next morning... Oh, it's so cold. We better get these windows fixed straight away.
Right.
I wonder if they'll be able to catch the thief.
I hope our collection is safe.
Just as we were talking about our collection, we suddenly heard a loud thudding on our front door.
Whoa! Who was that?
I wonder if we're being invaded.
Who on earth? Hey! Ah!
Your mom is invading! Isn't she lightly toasted? What are you doing?
I hope to pass away in my sleep, but I almost died. What on earth were you collecting?
What?
Pay compensation!
What are you talking about? Who even are you?
Let's calm down before we talk.
Calm? How can I be calm? Your collection blew up.
Huh? We went straight to her house next door and found that fireworks had gone off in her home and a small fire had started. The items that were exploding were no doubt our collection of fireworks. In the midst of the fire, some rare fireworks began to explode, and the fire turned into a mesmerizing color. Once the flames were put out, the police arrived and began to investigate. In my house, a battle was about to begin between my mother-in-law, the police officer, and my husband and I. My husband and I had had our collection set off without our permission, and we were extremely angry with my mother-in-law. I won't forgive her. It's time for the trouble busters.
How could you take our collection? I'm going to sue you both.
What?
I can't believe you were collecting something so dangerous. It's against the law to possess dangerous materials. Well, I've already filed a complaint. Right, Mr. Lawyer?
That's right!
Who the hell are you?
I'm a lawyer! We can charge you for possession of dangerous materials, and you will be held accountable for her injuries. We can demand compensation!
Compensation? Why? She's the one that stole our collection.
But I'm injured. Look, I have burns here and there.
That's right. It doesn't matter whether it was stolen. You caused injury, so you should pay.
No way! You really think that? She broke the windows to get inside. Trespassing is a crime.
We'll be demanding payment.
That's ridiculous.
If a lawyer is saying it, then there's no mistake.
Is he really a lawyer? If he's really a lawyer, he should realize how ridiculous the situation is.
It's not ridiculous. Pay the compensation.
You're kidding me. All he can say is pay up.
What are you, a robot?
If only there was a third party.
Of course there isn't a third party. I'm right here.
Oh yeah, the police!
Oh, I forgot.
Pay compensation!
I've heard what you've had to say. As for the trespassing, Lucy and Adam were collecting fireworks. That collection was stolen when their house was broken into. Am I wrong?
No, you're not.
The stolen fireworks were found in your mother-in-law's home. Am I wrong?
No, you're not.
No. Wait. Isn't this bad?
Oh, yeah.
So I'm not mistaken in saying that the culprit was your mother-in-law. You. Do you have any evidence?
We do. We have a camera set up in the room where the fireworks were held. If we check the footage, we'll know. It was a very important collection to us after all.
Huh? A camera?
Next, as for your injuries and the compensation, you were injured by the items you stole, so I'm afraid it'll be difficult to demand compensation. That's what I think too.
I'm so glad Jade's here.
I don't agree. Can't they be charged for possession of such dangerous items? Oh yeah.
No, we both have licenses to handle dangerous items. We had taken the necessary precautions when storing them, so we would never let them go off like a certain someone. Alright, so that means I get paid?
Of course
Not!
Arrest her!
I'm the so-called lawyer over there. Could you show me your business card? Can you tell me your bar number and which firm you're working for? What's the capital city of Sri Lanka? As far as I've heard, there's no reason why I should believe that you're a lawyer. Can you answer me?
I'm sorry. She asked me to act like a lawyer. She just told me to say pay compensation.
You're under arrest. I can't believe that you thought you would receive compensation like that.
No way! If only you had taken care of the camera.
I'm sorry.
Looks like she asked him to help her break it and steal.
It would have been impossible for her by herself. Thanks to Jade's superb support, the case was closed. The man calling himself a lawyer was a fake after all, and it turned out that he was Adam's mom's friend. My mother-in-law was arrested, and we requested that she move away. The self-proclaimed lawyer was charged for perjury. We put a restraining order on Adam's mom, so I doubt we'll ever see her again. Our collection was lost in the process, but we can always start that over again. From now on, we'll have to be more careful about how we store it. It's great that we won't have to deal with my mother-in-law anymore. Trouble Busters.